A new WWE Champion was crowned on Raw. Plus, we had more teases for the impending return of Uncle Howdy, and another NXT star has been released. It's all in the Cultaholic Wrestling news right now. We crowned a brand new WWE Women's World Champion last night as Rhea Ripley forfeited the belt last week owing to injury. There was a very quick turnaround to get a new person with that around their waist.
Certainly was. In the main event, we saw the Battle Royal eventually being won by the man Becky Lynch. This marks her 7th world title in WWE. When I saw the lineup, I was like going through the names, and literally the last three in there, it was Becky Lynch, Nia Jax, Liv Morgan. I was like, right, it's going to come down to one of those, but they probably won't give it to Becky, will they? She's about to take some time off. She didn't win it at WrestleMania, so it seems a bit silly to just put it on her now, but old habits die hard. She's a draw. You can't blame them or anything. I'm a little bit disappointed that it's Becky. I love Becky, but I really thought that Liv could have a bit of fun with that, especially after she was the one that took Rhea out. She's been bragging about the fact that she has done so, and I thought her bragging with the title, that could be quite fun.
I think we might still get there. I think that this is maybe a stopgap. I don't see this as a long title reign for Becky Lynch because, as you say, there was a lot of conversation about Becky taking some time off post-WrestleMania. And I think Rhea Ripley being sent down injured has led to a change in that. She's done a job Moxley in the sense that she's like, fine, I'll go back to work for a bit. But I do believe she's there to pass the torch to Liv. I think it ties up because that WrestleMania Liv Revenge Tour, WrestleMania Revenge Tour with Liv started with Becky.
True, good point, yeah.
So it's a way of, you can kind of, kill two birds with one stone here because you can have Liv Morgan beat Becky Lynch and go, and it's Rhea Ripley's title.
Yeah, it's not a bad shout. Do you see the belt getting drafted?
Nah, I think the belts that we have are going to stay where they are. I think we'll still have the world titles on Raw and the WWE titles on SmackDown. I feel like that's very good because there's been a lot of conversation about Cody moving permanently to Friday nights.
That's done. He's listed as SmackDown now, isn't he?
I can't see them having like the WWE title and the world title and then the world title on another brand because WWE like things to be neat.
Yeah.
And I don't see them messing with the neatness.
Yeah, I don't mind that either. Mid-card titles, maybe. That's what we always talk about, isn't it? Nah,
you could put the IC belt on a different show and US title. You could put Logan Paul on Raw.
Yep.
If you so felt inclined to. What they did put on Raw was another cheeky QR code teasing the impending return, it seems, of Bo Dallas as Uncle Howdy. We briefly saw, before the QR code, an image of a figure in what looks like a long, dirty white dress.
Partridge. A long, dirty white dress.
What lovely butter. Facing away from the camera, surrounded by candles. And then we got a QR code as well, didn't we?
And you've had a play with this,
I've had some fun with this QR code. So it gives you like a message. It looks like an MS-DOS prompt type thing, where it says, you bear witness, begin the endless crawl, type the number of sense organs, and you will behold all. And I must point out, MS-DOS was an old operating system from the past. Because I'm old, you might not remember MS-DOS. RIP MS-DOS. You remember it, don't you?
Yeah, I remember.
That's fine then. That's fine. Just checking. Everyone's young now. So you have to type in the number 5, which will then take to the video. But you can type in other things as well. You can have some fun with this. I typed in Bray, and you got remembered. Pop up. Typed in Wyatt, and you got forever.
Nice.
Type in Howdy, and you get hello. You type in Bo, and you got he saw.
There you go. That's cool, isn't it? I think.
Good, isn't it?
Sorry, you got one more.
Yeah, you type in Jeff Jarrett, and it says Total Nonstop Arseholes is a brilliant name for a faction, to be fair.
Obviously.
Obviously what it says. But then once you type in 5, it takes you to the video.
And do you think that indicates the faction is going to be comprised of 5 individuals?
That's some of the conversation this morning, which is intriguing.
Other people will have found all the Easter eggs by now on this. Can you please let us know in the comments what else you've discovered playing about with this MS-DOS style prompt?
Yeah, there might be some more stuff that we've not done yet. When the video starts, it says coming soon in sort of old sort of VHS style graphics. You then get a Blair Witch style clip of somebody running up to a door, throwing a little note on the door that says, "Remember who you are." And then we get a quick flashes of a cave, a raven, and the sign for Pluto once more, like from the previous one.
The dog.
Yo, boy, bro! Come on over here. You're welcome.
That's quite good.
Thank you. It's now the Pluto sign is like the hieroglyph sign for not hieroglyphics, but it's a glyph sign for Pluto, which normally denotes destruction or reconstruction or the birth of something new.
God, you've done your research here, haven't you? This is impressive.
I did try. I did a reverse Google image search on the pictures.
Yeah.
And
stock footage.
Yeah, it seems like stock or AI generated footage.
Is it?
It might be because I flashed it up there, and then it might have just been what Google was showing me. It was just showing me AI different versions of that image. At one point, it looks like the mines from Lord of the Rings, where the dwarves used to live. Into the mines! But that might have been because I've just been watching Lord of the Rings this weekend, so I might be on that mine. The crow, again, it just looks like possibly either an AI generated image or a stock image of a crow. I didn't see anything there that suggests there might be something in there. But hey, there's a million different ways to read stuff like this, and that's what makes it fun, right?
Yeah, for sure. I'm looking forward to seeing where it goes. How do you reckon?
Howdy, that's right.
Howdy, you reckon the debut happens?
Oh, I wonder whether they do it in a similar way in that they don't explicitly say that Uncle Howdy's turning up at a pay-per-view, but they put signage within like the posters that kind of indicate it, a bit like with Bray Wyatt and his return. And then as the show comes to an end, lights go out.
Nice.
Spooky
I rewatched
things
that Extreme Rules thing with the Bray's return, and they had all the puppet figures, or whether the people dressed as the puppets at ringside. I just got chills watching it again.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to be optimistic about this whole thing. It's a tough thing to book, isn't it? But I think if anybody's going to do it right, Triple H alongside Bo will make it happen.
Yeah, and their creative team at the moment is doing some really good stuff on the whole. Last night, the creative team decided to implode Imperium as well. Bless Giovanni Vinci, took a right shoe in last night.
He certainly did. Losing to the New Day, him and Ludwig Kaiser. As a result, Kaiser attacked Vinci as they were about to head up the ramp. Kaiser left Vinci laying with a dropkick into the steel steps, and then Kaiser approaching Gunther in the gorilla position, which I love seeing that. That's nice on telly. And he seemed pleased with what had transpired. So it looks like Imperium are done. Just ahead of the draft, so it does indeed look like they're going to end up getting split up in the draft, one would assume. There's two sides to this for me. I'm really, really gutted that Imperium are seemingly splitting. But at the same time, I'm really, really excited for what Kaiser does next, because the guy has got it. And
Kaiser looks very much connected with Gunther still. I don't know whether it means that Gunther and Kaiser will break up. So I know Vinci's very much out of the picture.
Yeah, I took
so
it different.
Think that you took it as like Kaiser and Vinci leaving Gunther altogether and like going their separate ways.
Vinci's cooked, didn't he? Vinci's done.
Yeah.
And he'll probably go to a different brand or
bring
NXT.
back the model gimmick that he had in NXT ever so briefly.
No.
I'm Vinci and I have a lot of money.
No.
Great times.
Unless that's what they're doing. Unless because they don't know what to do with Gunther now, he's not got the title. They're going to go after the tag straps.
Well,
see, I thought they might like properly split him up and give Ludwig something to do singles-wise.
I think Gunther's intention lies with royalty, because last night he, along with Drew McIntyre and Xavier Woods, declared for the King of the Ring. I see Gunther winning King of the Ring, you know.
He'd be a very, very good King of the Ring, wouldn't he? As long as they don't get him in the cape and crown and all that bollocks.
Yeah.
Like, Gunther it's another accolade, isn't it?
Yeah, just keep giving him their accolades. The tournament gets underway next month, with the finals taking place in Saudi Arabia on May 27th for the King and the Queen of the Ring. And I think Gunther easily a shoe-in.
Yep, I would have Tiffany Stratz on the other side.
Big Stratz.
Yeah, I just think it suits her gimmick. And like, if they do want to do a Queen of the Ring gimmick and have a bit of something, cape and crown, whatever, I think Tiffany Stratton is the one that could pull that off for a bit.
And from the king of the ring to very much the king of our hearts, it's difficult to deliver this news come Tuesday. But it was yesterday announced among the other releases from WWE and NXT, Von Wagner's gone.
Yeah.
Von Wagner's gone. Fightful Select report in this one saying, well, originally it was PW Insider who said that Von Wagner was being discussed for a move to Raw or SmackDown in the impending draft. That's clearly not the case now. He was a free agent in the draft pool last year. He did that the thing where they kind of move him up to the main roster but don't assign him a brand like they did with Zion Quinn and Mustafa Ali. As we've discovered, that whole concept is generally a bit of a death zone, isn't it, really?
Yeah, it is, unfortunately. Before we continue, by the way, sorry I'm not Ross. Ross normally does Tuesdays on the news. He would love to talk about Von Wagner way more than I would. He's off this week. You got me on the podcast too, sorry.
Lucky.
Yeah, I feel for the guy, you know? Because I think he really did put the work in, and everybody pokes fun and everything, and it's very, very enjoyable to do so. But you could tell that he was really trying.
Yeah, he was really giving it socks. He really was. Because when he was first brought in as part of the reimagination of NXT in 2022, there were conversations about him being a future WrestleMania main eventer. Like, they really were excited with what Von Wagner could bring.
Yeah, maybe getting carried away there.
A little bit carried away, but that's what they said.
I remember.
We sat at this table and said just that. Fightful said it was reiterated to us by WWE sources that all the releases that occurred were talent who had been with WWE for 5+ years and felt the trajectory of the talents didn't match the experience level in the company in many cases. So that included your likes of Veer Mahan and Jinder Mahal, who went this weekend, the last few days as well. Wagner, as you say, so in terms of where Von Wagner goes from here, bear in mind that Von Wagner, his first storyline in NXT was being mentored by Kyle O'Reilly. So Tony Khan has the opportunity to do the funniest thing ever.
Oh, do it. Yeah, it's
do
gold.
it, Tony, really you coward. We send our best to Von Wagner. It's never good news when somebody loses a gig, but you know what? I'm fairly sure, like most of the guys that have gone in the last couple of days, they'll bounce back, they'll find their feet again, and they'll do great things in the future.
Agreed.
Onwards and upwards. And for the latest wrestling news throughout the day, you can check out cultaholic.com. Stay safe. Love you. Bye.